Howdy, y'all.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hey, hey.
It's Ryan
And Angela.
And Chris?
And Ashley.
from RNA Music, deep in the heart of Texas. That's not where we're at right now.
No,
We're
it's
in
not.
Statesboro, Georgia,
Woo!
which makes a lot of sense since
The
we're
borough.
with the Devilcats and the CMGs, as you can tell from the backdrop.
Yeah.
So you probably saw the live hangout that we did already. Hopefully you saw that. If you didn't, you should go watch it because
It was fun.
it was amazing.
You guys are great.
But now we're doing our regular RNA Music show right here in Georgia for your viewing pleasure.
Did you say Georgia?
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 No, I said for your viewing pleasure.
We call it Georgia.
Which
down
also
here.
sounds like Georgia.
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 Statesboro, Georgia.
Georgia.
All right.
Georgia.
Georgia, oh my man.
Hey, you know, not to jump into it, there's an alarm.
Every
It goes
time.
off. It goes off in the video all the time.
Very
Every
strange.
time. They should get used to that.
It's my
by
old,
now.
they've all seen this.
I was about to get in a world where nothing exists. You know, I was
My
kidding.
old man alarm.
But you know, I feel sorry for people that like live in other states because we got to go to bed. Remember when we were kids? For you children out there watching, when we were kids, TV went off at midnight, right?
Yes, it did.
And so when it went off in
American flag
Georgia,
came on.
that's right.
American flag, and we got the
yeah.
national anthem,
We had
right?
national anthem, and then right after that, we got Georgia on My Mind, Ray Charles.
Oh,
You don't
y'all
get any
did.
better than that, man.
We
so
didn't get that. We
I
got
thought every kid got that.
Yeah, that's what we got too.
Yeah, I thought every kid got like Georgia on My Mind. And I was like, they don't, man. I guess
No.
kids in Wisconsin didn't get that.
No, we're Texas.
Poor Wisconsin.
What did y'all
kids.
get?
We went to bed because it was cold.
You didn't get. Oh,
Well, I know some of them
Wisconsin.
probably got brandy.
They were,
We didn't get
They
right.
any
consume the most brandy in
Texas
the
or
nation.
Texas or Yellow Rose.
they
or
were
anything like
asleep
that.
before.
Did y'all
it went
get
off.
Yellow Rose of
No,
Texas? Is
we
that
didn't
the
get
theme?
anything.
I never stayed up that late when I was a kid.
There's a yellow rose
was
of
sleeping.
Texas.
We did.
Me too.
Every once in a while we did.
I had stuff to do, like go to school the next day.
Exactly, like make good grades.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pass my classes.
exactly.
I don't know.
Staying up late
Stuff
enough.
like that.
So we're going to answer your questions right here, right now in just a second.
Right here.
So let's get to it. First question,
Okay.
right here. Adam Lamar
Hi, Adam.
from the heavy metal band Warefoot, deep in the heart of Texas.
You've been wearing his shirt.
I have. I was wearing it earlier today.
He's been wearing your shirt, Adam. He told me he really likes your music.
I do.
He does.
True story.
He told me that.
Yeah, what were we listening to? Cream the other day?
Yeah. Sunshine of Your Love.
So Shine of Your Love.
Does
I'm
Adam
like,
cover that?
No.
No, he sounds.
Jack
Well,
Bruce.
it's getting me down. He sounds like that. Okay,
Does that
that's cool. He
sound-
likes your voice too.
Not
he told
like
me that.
Clapton. Like
No.
Right. Like
Jack
Jack
Bruce?
Bruce. Jack Bruce
Yeah.
singing.
Yeah,
Jack
so
Bruce is
Jack
the bass player.
Bruce-esque.
I never thought of it, and Angela brought it up. I was like, he
I
does.
was asleep on the way here, and I was like, that sounds like Adam. Or Adam sounds like him, obviously. Cause, you know,
I think Jack
he did.
sounds like Adam.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that.
Does Adam have
is
an
it.
album coming out?
He does.
I
When is
think
that out?
so.
Maybe.
Adam, get your album done, man.
Yeah, it should be like June of 1993. That's when you should come out.
June
with that.
'93, Warefoot's first EP.
Yes.
Yes.
That
That could be a great album.
So you should do a sludgy or heavy version of Sunshine of Your Love. That'd be great. Adam asks, who has better BBQ, Georgia or Texas? Chris, what is your favorite wood to use when building guitars? Not so much for tone, but for carving, sanding, and whatnot. Whatnot. So, we had barbecue today.
We had
That's
Georgia
right.
barbecue today.
We did have Georgia Barbecue Day. What's the name of the place?
At the Smoke Pit.
Smoke Pit.
The Smoke Pit
Yes,
in
which
Statesboro,
is
Georgia,
very
owned by...
fitting.
Shani Aslama Hezbollah. I can't say his last name.
Okay.
I truly
Shane.
cannot say his last name. Shani.
It's like
Shane.
Ike.
Shaney.
It's like
It's spelled-
Ike.
Yeah, it's
It's
I-
Ike
Alabi
Jacob and
Asama.
Jackie.
His name is Shani Alabi Asama.
But you know what's funny
Ilabi
about
Asama?
that? Well, watch this.
How's
Watch
that-
this.
how's
Well,
that
I'm going
work?
to show you this. Watch this.
Focus, man.
No, watch this. Hey Siri, call Shani.
I don't see Shani Alzada in your contacts. Should I look for businesses with that?
Well, what? Sometimes she dials them.
Sometimes she
That's
does.
does.
funny.
She knows what you
She
mean.
was like, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So, who has better barbecue? I would say it's a tie. I'm going to go
What?
political because the barbecue I had today was...
Was
really
really
good.
good.
That's good.
So the
I
fact that it's really good and we think that it's just as good as Texas, there's some guys in between these two states. You're just not cutting it. But
Yeah, North Carolina. Get your stuff together, man.
Arms at Bridge. I think that Georgia and Texas.
It was really good. I had some friggin' amazing barbecue in Houston one time, and I was like,
Oh my
this is
gosh.
what barbecue is
By an
supposed to be like.
Italian.
Yeah. Place has been there for like 100 years.
100 years. Well, their smoke is like
So it was
ancient.
It was fantastic. And then,
Yeah. they're-
it was good.
That's cool.
So today I was like,
Shani
that,
makes good.
that's what I was
Shani makes good
measuring
meat.
against the 100-year-old place in Texas.
It
Not
was
bad. Not bad.
Good
Yeah.
barbecue.
Good deal.
So
And
when
Brunswick
there's-
stew.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't have
Aha.
that. I had Brunswick stew for the very first time. It
And
was amazing.
It never dawned on me that other places don't have Brunswick stew, but then since we're like 1 hour from Brunswick, that kind of does make sense now, you know.
Pretty much.
And this is why Chris heard the song and I didn't. Bless him.
Which song?
Yes.
Georgia on my mind because you were staying
Oh,
up late.
yes.
Not
That one again.
Not
Yes.
studying.
Again, that was a great song.
Watching TV until it goes off.
Yes.
So there's your politically correct answer, Adam. Chris, what's your favorite wood to use when building guitars? Not so much for tone, but carving, sanding, and whatnot.
Well, it just
I didn't know we made whatnots.
We do make whatnots, and it just so happens that my favorite wood for building guitars these days is when you're talking about the bodies of our Ashley. I really do like the red Grandis. It's sustainable.
Dave Ashley.
Not that
When you're talking about Ashley's beautiful body, I like using.
We
red
shouldn't be talking about
Grandis.
Ashley's beautiful body.
Oh no, I'm talking about the guitars, my love. The
Okay.
guitars. When you're talking about the Ashley's body, I'm talking about the red Grandis because red Grandis is a really sustainable wood. It does have great tone. It's got a great tight grain. It's a straight grain, which I like. And I also like using, obviously for tops we use maple, and then we use ash for the marks. We use swamp ash marks. Then we use the alder for our new model coming out, the Diane. But I really do like, I'm a big fan of the red Grandis. We've been using that a lot lately, and I really like it. It's a little bit lighter than African mahogany, and definitely lighter than Sapele, which what Ryan likes. He definitely likes this.
I like me some Sapele.
He does.
I do.
He does.
Sapele.
Sapele.
Pele?
But
Sepele?
I will say,
Sepele.
I will say this, and I'll go.
Sapulpa, Oklahoma.
Sebulba. He likes Sebulba. I never was in that pod race, but I think, you know, like, you gotta remember for tone on electric guitar, I feel like, and I've played over 770 of our model, and your pickups have a lot more to do with your tone.
It's
than
significant.
just
Yeah.
significantly different, a difference in your tone. And at the end of the day, these puppies right here have everything to do with your tone. So your hands and your pickups will have a lot more to do with tone than just the wood. Then you'll be able to discern. You know, I'm not telling you that wood doesn't make a difference,
And your amp.
and your amp, of course. But I'm telling you right now that your pickups will make a more distinct, quicker difference than the wood. I've built several guitars out of different woods and used the same pickups. Really couldn't tell. And I've built several guitars, same wood, different pickups, totally different.
And you have the same guitar and you swap pickups out.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Big difference.
Big difference.
So the biggest factor in your tone,
Is your pickups as far as that goes right away.
for sure. There you go. So thanks for the question, Adam Lamar, Barefoot, hashtag how's your album coming? Next question, Just Fun Guitar in New England, who ordered a beanie from Lolly's Loops for his
Yay!
wife.
Not
Very cool.
England, just England.
I said England.
Oh,
Of the
England.
Shire.
It's in England.
in
Yeah.
England, Shire.
And
Shire.
I've
Which
missed
is
his question last time he asked this. He
Okay.
asked 3 questions. We answered the first one, and I got distracted, and I forgot about these 2. So I'm sorry. His name's Chris.
Okay.
Well, then we should answer a second
He's
one.
super cool. He's a
Right.
nice guy. Just Fun Guitar. Hey, sounds like a fun visit to CMG coming.
It has been
It
fun.
was. Great
In the midst of-
episode. So new question. What is your favorite Electronica synth-based artist? 2, have you used Bias Effects plugins before? Hashtag KTMA, hashtag more bass.
Keep the music alive.
Yeah.
Exactly.
More bass was the secret hashtag of the day last
Ah.
episode. So he's a legend because he...
Because you remember that.
I do. Favorite Electronica artist? Angela.
I have no idea what that means.
Whatever. You have been talking about Moby since you got here. That's
Oh,
every
yes,
word out of your
Moby.
mouth. She said, man, if it
I
wasn't
was
for
so
Moby,
into him when I was 18.
where would I be? And I was like, you
Oh
know,
my gosh.
and then I'm
Was
like,
Ace of Base out? I don't know.
Ace of Base. Well, you know, I saw
think
the
that
sign.
counts.
Yeah, I saw the sign.
Eurythmics?
counts.
Eurythmics?
Inya.
You were-
Inya.
Oh, Inya,
Okay.
yeah.
It's electronic.
Yeah.
It's definitely not guitar driven. They don't sing that.
Oh, well, no, we didn't say the whole
Where
thing.
the
demonetized.
blood
You can't
does
demonetize.
appetite.
Demon.
Demonetized.
Demonetized?
So,
Yeah. It's about that,
yeah, you
So-
have one?
I guess.
Do you
Ace of
listen to
Base.
electronica
Ace
other
of
than
Base.
Moby?
No.
Okay.
Not since I was in dance, and that was good dance music. Yeah.
Is that electronica?
Boots and cats and
Boots and cats and boots and cats and pea soup, boots and cats.
I think that's about it. I don't know anymore
Not really.
that I think of.
Heavily based
Heavily based.
electronic.
That's that.
Your
what's that
Eurythmics, that's all I got.
Tone. What's that guy who does the tone correcting?
Tone Loc.
Tolo.
I do like his stuff.
Yeah.
Well, his wild thing, anyways.
Funky comedy.
You're thinking of what's his name? Who made the microphone? You could buy it.
Yes.
The microphone you could buy?
Yeah. The
Oh,
everybody
Mr.
started-
Sure?
No.
The guy who was that you could dub over the auto-tuned.
Auto-tune, yeah.
And Terry's?
You could buy a microphone and sing into it, and it would
They were
auto-tune
like,
your voice.
you believe.
What's his
Yeah.
name?
Yeah.
Rapper guy.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys. I don't use.
I don't know.
I don't
that's-
use
that's-
auto-tune.
that's the
Bobby
thing.
McFerrin.
We don't
He's my
use
best
we don't use
electronics.
auto-tune in Georgia.
I'm going to go with the Beastie Boys.
Okay.
That's not
Okay,
electronica.
intergalactic.
Yeah,
That's not electronica.
sure it is.
It said synth based. The Beastie
It
Boys-
says electronic.
Okay, but it says synth based. And here's the thing: after their
That's what I was
first
like, Axel F. That's the only thing I
after
could
their
think of.
first
And
album, the
Tuesday
Beastie Boys
Motivate.
played all their music. They played all their instruments after the first album.
So the first album, Beastie Boys.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know. I don't really listen to
I don't know.
that kind of stuff particularly.
We're kind of rock and
Would
roll.
Aha
people.
Rock and roll,
Yeah,
blues,
so-
soul.
Guitar driven, piano driven.
There you go. Vocal
music.
driven.
Real instrument driven.
Yeah.
I like.
Who was it that Brianna used to listen to? The DJ guy.
Yeah, the guy with the hair.
Oh, Skrillex.
Skrillex.
Why is it that
Is
I'm
that
coming up with all this?
Is that
Come on, man.
electronic?
Yes, that's well. No, he's a DJ.
He, yeah.
Here's the difference.
What's the difference?
20,000 people watch him do this.
Turn it on.
Yeah, I
The
don't-
program.
I
He's
don't
a
know.
programmer.
Yeah, he's a programmer. I
Dun,
don't know.
dun, 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 dun.
So there you go. Just fun. That I don't think any of us listen
turned
to
We don't
on the
heavily
microphone?
based stuff. Question number 2: have you used the Bias Effects plugins before? Actually, I have on my iPad, just to plug in and play and practice guitars, not for recording anything. So just Bias Effects on my iPad, plug in, practice guitar. Not in a really long time. I used it really briefly. I was like, oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
And then I went back to using amps.
Got it.
That's because that's your bias.
Oh.
So have you, Chris?
I've never used. I don't use plugins. I record. Actually, what you see behind us right here. My entire album was actually done. I set up a track in here. I put a mic in front of a speaker, and then I put a mic about where the camera is, about 8 feet away from the speaker, and that's how I track 2 mics in a room. And then I pan one hard right, pan one hard left, and then you go like this. Oh my God, he sounds amazing. And then I go, real amps, people,
That's what it is.
real amps.
There you go, man.
Hashtag Devilcat.
Thank you for the question.
Devilcat.
Sorry I didn't answer it last time. Catching up. And we actually already recorded this on Chris's camera and it had data problems, so we're re-recording it. I missed it the second time.
That's right. But now we got it.
But we got you now, Just Fun Guitar.
Yeah. Not missing out on it.
Sorry, man. Next question, Art L. I know who that is. For Chris, how did you get started? It used to be North Texas mountain biker. But
You just changed it to
Art
Art
Which
L.
I'm
It's
surprised it's
it's
not
his real name.
sharpshooter. 'Cause that's the,
North Texas sharpshooter
Yeah, we might.
Mountain
Yeah.
biker.
Yeah.
mountain bikes. For Chris, how did you get started building guitars? Did you build a couple of yourself, for yourself, then decide you had a unique skill set and wanted to start a company doing it? Or did you start the company because you saw an opportunity to provide made-in-USA quality instruments at an affordable price and then acquire the skills? Assuming you don't build them all yourself, how do you find other luthiers to build for you? Is there a high turnover in that field?
Okay.
I believe of luthiery.
Lutherie, yeah.
You-
Okay.
Lutherie.
So,
Luthie.
so Art, you have a lot of good questions. Let me actually look at this real quick. So
Look at
let
it.
me be
Art also has a couple of CMGs.
Ashley's
right.
too.
Multiples.
There we go, Art.
Ah.
So
That's the truth.
Art has
So-
good taste.
yes, you do, Art. So what I'll tell you is this. Okay, so a lot of people have asked about this, and I want to make sure that everybody knows. Our chief luthier, the guy that actually puts them all together, is a guy named James Horrell. James and I went to college together. So I've known James forever. Now, it's not like we were in college going, hey man, want to start a company? And that was not even the closest thing on either of our minds. You know, I was still rocking and playing the bars and you know, was going to do the rock star thing and all that. And so my degree, we were in the same building because it was the art building, was the music building. He was upstairs, I was in the third floor, second floor, he was in the fourth floor. And interesting thing is that while I was in college to do graphic design for my band, I started doing, you know, learning Illustrator and all that and graphic design. So then when I was started to get more and more into it and wanted to kind of branch out a little bit and make my own stuff. Ryan saw a retail shop. Ryan Angel went to a retail shop. The big question was, why aren't there any affordable American-made guitars? And then me and Ashley talked about it, and the long short of it is I had made some import guitars before. We had brought some in because I thought that I needed to offset our income with import guitars. Well, our postman came in one day and he said, Chris, how the guitar business going? I said, it's going really good, Herb. And he looks at me and he said, where are you getting it made? I said, well, we're getting it made in Vietnam. And he said, well, don't forget about us over here. And I looked up at his hat, and he was wearing a Vietnam vet hat, and it was like someone kicked me in the chest.
So he came home and he said, "We got to figure out how to make them here."
Yeah, it took the wind out of me, because here I am window shopping into China like every other company does, and they just use them as their grocery store. I want this, I want this, I want this, and I'm not telling you there's anything wrong with that, but I knew that it was going to be really hard. Every other company was doing this, and they kept telling me you can't do it in the United States because you can't do affordable. You can't. So one day I just knew, when I started finding out what CNC was, we moved into our new shop, and I sent a file in to a guy that was making our sign on the outside, and I went and saw it, and he said, yeah, I'll just use your file to CNC it. And I went and saw it cut out, and I went, I was like, man, I know they use these in guitars, and he used my file to build the sign. I went, so I was like, okay, it can't be that much different. So when we started finally doing it, I hired a guy to do the 3D stuff off of my 2D profiles, and then we started, after he did the 3D design, we got together and we formed a company in an area to build them. And then, so after all that happened, it was kind of a strange little thing. One thing led to another, and then next thing you know, we started making them right there in Statesboro, and it was not an overnight process. And so you said how we got started. That's kind of how we got started.
So Chris has never made a guitar himself.
Well,
we have an amazing luthier, James.
From
Burrell.
start to scratch.
From start to scratch.
But he does do stuff.
Yes,
oh yeah.
He does. Well, now he does a lot more stuff.
Yes.
Well, yeah. Well, let me be very clear about that. It's when you get a CMG guitar, there's a lot of hands in it. What I do is I do all the design work at the beginning, and then I do the 3D programming. I do the 3D design work. So now I'm doing all the 3D work. I didn't at first, and now I do. Then after the body gets cut out, it goes to James, our luthier. So James cuts the body out on the CNC. He does that. He starts radiusing the neck, starts radiusing the fretboard, putting the frets in. I've done that as well on some. Then before he does that, if it's got inlay in it, like a unique inlay design, all of the unique inlay patterns and all that kind of stuff you see, like the turtles and the stars and tattoos and all that kind of stuff that we've done for people.
Scorpion for
Ike.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right.
That was Ike Acavangelo out of Flipside.
Denver, Colorado.
That's right. All of that stuff is done by me. So I've got a laser in my garage, and then the question was that but I saw the company because I saw an opportunity. It's really that song. I got into the laser stuff because of that song. It's that religious song. It's carry a laser down the road that you must travel, something like that.
Yeah.
Carry a laser.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew that I had to do that,
Yeah.
and Ryan's like,
I thought it was because of Dr. Evil.
oh, you need a laser.
Freaking laser.
Sharks with lasers.
Frickin'
Oh, that
lasers.
reminds me. I got to give you that award. I have an award for you.
We'll do that
But
later.
no, honestly, so a lot of hands go into it. I still do all the inlay work, and I still do all of the design stuff, and now I'm doing the 3D and the design. But every guitar that we have is built by James Harrell, one guy. It is then, I'm doing the inlay and putting that in. James and I put it back together. Then I inspect it, and then I clean and polish it, and then I
Final buff.
final buff, all that stuff.
But all the laser work, engraving stuff, Chris does here at the house.
That's right. We have it set up in the house.
And James used to work for.
Oh yeah, and James, just to be clear, James worked for Benedetto, so out of Savannah, which is only 45 miles from us. And James actually, the cool thing about that is that he's built $60,000 guitars.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I did not know that until you told me that.
yeah,
Oh,
Give me your
why
phone.
don't you turn it off?
I thought it was off.
It wasn't.
It's my former high school band director. He keeps FaceTiming me
Stop FaceTime.
accidentally.
Okay.
He's the one who lives in Georgia now.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Anyways,
Okay.
sorry.
So yeah, so James used to work for Benedetto, and he
Who makes swanky guitars?
They make Schwenke.
Hollow bodies.
They make hollow bodies. They're really known for their hollow bodies. Howard Paul, the president of that company, is a
Great
really
guy.
good guitar player
Really good.
and really good jazz player. And he used to manage Chatham Steel. When Benedetto moved into town, they already knew he was a player of their instruments. And they said, "Hey, can you be the president of our company?" Because Howard was president of Chatham Steel. So they pulled him in, and he became their president. And You couldn't have a nicer guy. And okay, so that's how we do it.
But we make
Turnover
them...
rate.
The turnover rate. Yeah, they're really. James has been with us since almost at the beginning. I had a luthier that started out with us. They built our very first one by hand before we had a CNC machine. And I took that one to the first trade show. Got enough interest where it convinced me to go ahead. Okay, go forward and get the CNC machine. And then James was with us right after that. With Russell, the only person that and Sean, Tanner, which was with us at the beginning, he will be doing some work with us down the road, I'm sure. As we get further down that rabbit hole, he's just a great guy, good worker, and I'm sure that if we get to a point where maybe if we get overloaded, we might do that again. We had Russell, that's a real tall guy that you've seen in some of the videos. Not a lot of turnover because we're a real small company, and so if you want to do what we do, then there's not a whole lot of people out there doing it. So, yeah.
But because of that and Chris doing a lot of the work, we can keep them affordable. And you guys are our shop, so we're in rural Georgia, and we've got kids that I wanted them to be able to babysit and mow lawns to save up the money to buy what we make.
Yeah.
And if they can't, then we're really not doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it. And so I think that answered your question, Art. I think so.
Who is probably going to order another CMG from me, hopefully.
There you go.
I know he will.
We'll
Thank you, Art. We'll
Thanks,
see you when
Art.
we get back to Texas, man. Next question. Flipside Music is probably Ike.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure it is.
it could have been Dylan.
We'll say it's
that's
Ike.
true.
But it was Ike.
But it was.
Ike.
So here's a question for RNA and the Chris Mitchell.
Chris Mitchell.
Chris Mitchell.
Oh,
See a
man.
little Sean
What
Connery
do you
there?
find?
Chris Mitchell.
Chris Mitchell. What do you find is the hardest obstacle to overcome in your businesses? Businesses.
Yeah, ours is businesses.
Chris has multiple businesses.
We do under
One roof.
Under one
Under
roof.
one roof.
Under one roof.
Yeah.
We do,
Two
just, and to be clear, I'll just kind of tell you, Devilcat is the same company. CMG Guitars, same company. Plaid Dot Music, the retail and the lessons are in the same company. We do a band and orchestra rentals and repairs in the same company. And we also have a toy store called plaidtoys.com. And that's completely for donation for charity, but benefits charity and all that. But, the interesting thing is the hardest thing I think is time management. It is the hardest thing. And I think that's even true. Like Ryan and I was joking with him. He'll text me during the week, and I was like, I don't have time. But he doesn't have time either. I mean, because every video that you see, he's got to go back and edit. And every video... Hours. It takes hours. It went way longer editing the video than it does to shoot it.
Absolutely.
Because you have to watch the whole thing again. Then you have to cut out. Then you have to say what's important, what's not. So time management is the hardest thing for our business, and I'm sure it is for any small business owners. Because
For sure.
when you're self-employed and you have your own business, you don't work for anybody. You work for everybody. And that's very true. And I think that, just to share this, I'm very grateful for all the people that buy our guitars and that support Ryan and support, and what we do, because, without you guys, we couldn't do it. And we're very grateful for that.
Right.
So
and
the
supporting
hardest...
mom and pop shops.
Absolutely. Support the
Mom and
the
pop
little guys.
shops.
That's right. Mom and
Like
pop shops.
Flipside Music in Denver,
Like
Colorado.
Flipside Music, or like RNA, or like Plaid Dot, Mom and pop.
And I will agree with that. That's definitely time management and effective use of your available time.
Yes.
Because there is only 24 hours in a day.
For sure.
And there are only a certain amount of things you can do in that time.
And
I was
you-
just telling
today-
Chris, I always overestimate what I can do in one day
Guilty.
in the allotted time that I have.
Yep.
I overestimate what I can.
I do the same thing.
And the wives know they can.
Yep, that's right.
Yes.
But, hey, I'm going to do this and this and this. They
Like,
Sure,
Okay.
babe.
Okay,
try
yeah,
that.
you knock yourself out.
tell me how that went later.
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. So, and I know Ike knows this because he owns his own business.
Exactly.
That's right.
He's self-employed.
And I am going to bring Ashley to your shop in Denver. We're going to go to Colorado, and you got to show us
Karate
Red
shop,
Rocks and
that's
everything else,
okay.
Ike. You and I
That's
will get
right.
into trouble.
we called Ike in the car when we were
We
driving.
did.
We had a
Aw.
chat.
We did.
We had a little
wants you to come
chitty
down.
chat with him.
He wants you to come down to Colorado. Down.
No,
Colorado.
no, God, you're
Over.
such a
Yes.
geographical moron.
Down to Colorado.
I'm so glad.
We got to go
Lane's
down.
the one that ships y'all's
We
guitars.
came
Down
down
to Colorado.
No, we
It's
did.
that way.
Actually, it is that way. It's Colorado's that way.
It is northwest.
Yeah.
It's in our driveway.
I have a natural
Colorado's in our
direction.
driveway.
Yes, Colorado's right
I'm taking it to
outside
my
that
driveway.
wall.
Look, baby,
On
it's
the other side
It's
of
a
the
little
wall.
more like that,
So
but yeah.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Well, I know that one is 131 degrees southeast.
Yes. So,
That's
Yeah.
131 degrees southeast right there.
yes, which would make northwest.
Denver's that way.
That's where our antenna works, right?
Thanks, man.
Hi.
Talk to you soon, obviously. Next question. The Colin James. He says, question for next
Hello,
week for
Colin.
Chris Mitchell. You are still using Rosewood for your fretboards. Has CITES had any impact on sourcing Rosewood? Have you considered switching to a different wood?
Okay, Colin, that's a very good question. And for those of you not familiar with CITES, that's the rules and regulations that help protect endangered species in wood and things like that. Very important to do that. Like I said earlier, we do.
That wasn't me.
That was me. Like I said earlier, we do. We're all into sustainability, and
Which is why the Ren Grandis is great because it's a sustainable hardwood.
very good.
We like that.
Very good. And the reality is that we are such low volume producers. We only build 100 guitars a year, and when we do the Rosewood is we can still buy it and prove where we got it from because we buy it. Our fretboards, if you ever see our fretboards, they come to us about this wide. And it's called a finished good, even though there's no way it's finished.
It's not finished.
Not even
Slotted.
close. It's slotted because we buy it that way so that I can avoid all of the endangered species and all that kind of stuff. I know that I'm buying it from someone who bought it legitimately because they already have to have the paperwork.
Yeah.
So now, that being said, if we ship something overseas, we use cataloche. And I showed Ryan the day before yesterday when we did the factory tour what cataloche is. It's called, sometimes it gets called Mexican rosewood, and it's a very chocolatey looking color. It looks kind of like rosewood, a little more
It
chocolate.
looked tasty.
And very tasty.
Yes,
But it's
I tried
smooth
it.
like ebony. So it's got a very tight grain. And
Yes,
it machines.
is.
Yes,
Ebony.
it is. Ebony, that's right. That's right. But
I may have to get a cataloche one.
cataloche.
Just
You
to
might
say
have to design
to say I
Angela
have
a
to-
Cataloche
Well,
one.
Cataloche.
Because
And it's
Angela
spelled-
doesn't have her own CMG.
Aww.
That's
right.
spelled like catalogs, by the way, but it's cataloche is what the way I've
Yes.
heard it. Sometimes you hear it called Mexican rosewood. It's really, really.
On a
it's
Bubba
nice.
Blue stripy.
That's right.
Oh, a bubble blue.
You still want a Bubba Blue, don't
I
you?
do. I've
Yeah.
had since I first laid eyes on
From
it.
the
That's
very
heavy
beginning.
guitar. So we can't chamber the bodies on a stripey because it messes up the stripe,
I don't know.
It does.
and the stripe happened
Stripe's
by
gotta go
accident.
all
I'll
the way
just have
through.
to get a second
Stripe's
one.
got to go all the way through.
Stripe happened by accident
It
during a
did.
thunderstorm
It
in
did.
Southeast Georgia.
Oh wow.
And have you considered switching to a different wood? We would try other stuff too. I mean, we've got some cherry. Randy Wood's a good friend of ours. He's a guitar builder over in Pooler. There's 3 guitar manufacturers in our neck of the woods. It's insane.
Right.
Randy,
But you're the
builds-
best.
No, I'm
No.
not. Randy,
You're my favorite.
Oh, with the
We're the
good deal. Yeah,
cheapest.
yeah. Yeah.
You're
We're
definitely
the
my
cheapest.
favorite.
We're the most
Most
affordable.
affordable.
Thank you.
Most
You got most affordable. Yeah.
Sorry, most affordable.
Most affordable. Randy's
Cost effective.
Randy's got some mandolins that are the 40,000s. Randy's inlay work is fantastic.
Yes.
And I was talking to Randy about that a little while back. Randy said, "Well, Chris, here, man, here's a cherry board," and he's just as country as can be. Hands me this massive board of cherry. So I've got a big old cherry board that I've been meaning to make fretboards out of.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Just to see.
Just to go ahead and do it, see what it feels like. And as we cut it and planed it and ran it through the thickness sander, it felt like rosewood. It had a very rosewood feel to it.
Huh.
So it feels great. So if you like that texture of rosewood, but some people like maple fretboards, some people like rosewood fretboards, some people like ebony.
Maple's great because it's not a CITES issue.
Not on the CITES issue, and it's still
Ebony isn't.
Ebony is not either.
It's really dense though, so it's hard to,
Yeah, ebony's not
cut
either.
into.
It's hard to machine.
But then again, we don't ship a lot overseas, so.
Yeah.
we're okay.
I have shipped. Never mind. I'm not gonna bring it up.
Well, and I've shipped some overseas too. I mean, we use the cataloche when we do.
Okay.
I was gonna say that, but I'm
I
like,
love
it
it.
always stresses me out when I ship them overseas because it's
Yeah, we
Kinda
don't
like-
advertise
Well,
it. We don't
well, it's
advertise that we're
expensive
able
to
to do it.
do, and it's for me, it's definitely like I'm on pins and needles until it arrives.
Till it gets
there.
because it's got like
Yeah.
I can get it to your country, but then it's in their
In their hands.
in
Yes,
their
so-
import.
Whether
That's
it's
right.
your
That's right.
country
And
is
they're
on
like,
the-
well,
Well, we had
I'm
a guy that got at one of our guitars. He said the box had mutilated the box.
Oh no.
So he opens customs had mutilated the box. He opened it up and he saw scratches all over it. And he wrote us back and said, "I know you didn't do it because I saw the pictures. I took the pictures of the guitar in our photo
Right.
booth.
So
Right.
Chris plays
And
all the guitars before they leave
I
us.
play every single guitar, and I told Ryan this today, if there's anything wrong with your guitar, it's my fault.
His fault.
Because I'm the guy that approved it."
and I caught you.
And he calls me and tells me, "Hey," and he talks just like that
He
when he
sounds
says
just like
that.
that.
Come
So-
on,
Yeah.
Brian.
So I got this guitar.
Yeah, and I
It
go,
just came in. And
sometimes he hangs me on a hook, and I go, "Yeah," and he goes, "And it's beautiful." I'm like, "God dang it, Brian!"
I did that last time. I'm like,
He did.
so this guitar came in. ...
And he tells me that, I'm like,
Yeah, it's
Not
amazing.
funny.
She's like, don't torture that poor man. She said, don't torture that poor man.
Oh, and she says,
I don't know.
"Don't torture that poor
I was
man."
like, don't
Yeah.
torture that.
That's
person.
right.
Don't do
So,
that to this man.
But he calls and leaves me prank phone calls.
He does.
And so therefore,
That's
He's like a
because of
9-year-old.
that,
Perpetual 9-year-old.
you know who I had the most fun doing that with? Frankie Shane Pearman. Frankie, if you're watching this, I used to call him up at Hutch at Johnson Music and go, "Yeah, I'm just calling to find out you got them Gibson Stratocasters in stock." And you go, "Oh, well, notice we don't. What about them Fender Les Pauls? And you go, well, no. See, Fender makes the Stratocaster, and
People in
Gibson,
Kansas are the nicest people ever, so
people.
Frankie
They're like,
Shane wouldn't say a bad thing.
Kansas is like Canada of the square states. That's what they are.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, that's what they are.
I know some Kansas.
That sounds about right.
I'm a geographical idiot, but I'm pretty sure it's square.
Kansonians?
Yeah.
Kansians.
Kansi.
Kansians?
Yeah.
Kansas.
Carry
Kansai,
on, my
I don't
wayward
know.
son.
Kansanites. I like that.
Kansanites.
Let's do it.
Kansas.
Canaanites.
Nobody got my joke. I said carry on, my wayward son. That's Kansas too.
Kansas. The band,
The band.
not the state.
I'm sorry. I'm carrying a laser down the road that I must travel.
Yes. We got
What
off.
else we
a
got?
little bit.
Anyways,
We're
I
having
don't
too
even
much
know
fun.
where we're going.
We're right there.
Yeah.
So thanks for the question, Colin James.
Thanks,
Hope that
Colin.
answered that. Appreciate it,
Hello,
dude.
hello.
Kalosh.
Next, I like that, Cataloche.
Kalosh.
Next question, Hugh Caldwell. I got something biting me. Y'all got some big skeeters over
We
here.
have big
We got some
mosquitoes.
sand gnats.
Yeah.
Sand
Bite you on the
gnats.
scalp.
Sand
Call them
gnats.
Mitchells.
Hugh Caldwell, what are your views on the Game of Thrones finale?
I thought I said finale.
Fine now.
Okay.
Finale.
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 Part of both ways.
Fretboards. I haven't watched it. Like, we haven't watched any of this season. Angela, we answered this question a while back. Like, we watched some
Oh my
of the
gosh, we
seasons.
got so much flack for saying that we didn't watch it
Yeah. No, we did watch some of it, but we got tired of having to fast forward through a lot of it.
because
So-
it's raunchy.
Yeah. And,
And I'm just like, I don't need that in my brain right now. Thank you. Get to the sword bites.
so I haven't watched any of this season. I, of course, with the spoilers on Facebook and
You
all
know
of
what
that,
happened.
I know what happened, and I'm like, well, I watched a few YouTube videos of critics discussing
Yes,
it because all the
They're
fans
not
are
happy.
pissed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
They're
a
angry.
fair amount of the fans are like fired up. They're like, "Why did you?
Oh,
what
no,
the?
quite a few
Why?
of them.
I hate you, Ryan Johnson." And that's what they're
Yeah,
saying.
They
I
should be
heard that.
mad at Ryan Johnson.
So
I blame him for everything.
I'm
traffic.
not super emotionally invested in it. I know what happens, but I haven't actually watched it, and I
We have-
probably won't.
We have 12 businesses and we gig.
we don't have
play.
12. We don't have 12.
I feel like
businesses.
12 businesses.
We have
6.
under one
And
roof.
7
So
monkeys.
at least 6, and then we also play
a petting
100
zoo
plus
they
shows a year
own, like-
ourselves, so
Yeah.
we have no time to watch
Did I
the
ever,
Game of
did I ever
Thrones.
tell you about the time that I punched
And I-
Ryan Johnson?
What?
It's coming.
I'm going to. It will happen.
It's coming.
That
So
one
between-
day in the near future.
Between all of your business ventures
We don't-
and gigging 100 times.
And I work in the school system,
100 times
too.
a
I meant
year.
to
so-
ask you how many gigs, because
Right.
it seems like every weekend you're playing.
Every
We're
week we are
gigs
playing.
or something.
Yeah, usually the way it is. Yeah. So we are playing. So I still play. I
There's
play
no
my
time
gear.
for TV.
And we play
time
everything we
TV.
build. And
Yeah,
our,
everything we build.
our rhythm guitar player plays our amps. I mean,
Well, we say the rhythm. He's dang good
yeah,
on
he's
lead
very
too.
good. Yes,
Boy,
he's
is dang
very,
good.
He's
very
on
good.
He's
Hashtag Keith Barber
Tasty.
rocks.
Keep Barbara tasty.
That's awesome.
So,
So yeah, we don't.
yeah.
We're lame. Sorry.
Sorry.
Well, I haven't. We stopped watching The Walking Dead like a couple of seasons ago, and we used to love The Walking
Yeah,
Dead.
it was like our time because it was like the only time we actually could
It was.
get. To
It's
be
Sunday
together.
night. Come here. Come here.
Right.
Sit down. We're on the couch.
Don't talk. Don't
waiting
breathe.
for a TV
Hush.
show. Like
For
nobody
1
waits for
hour,
TV
we have
shows
1
anymore.
hour to be together and have
Walking
something
Dead,
that
is
we
that,
could do.
that's already done though, right? It's already run its course.
No,
They're
it's
still going.
Oh, okay.
going.
Okay. But they're just.
You can catch back up.
We could, but I
Interject.
don't know if we want to.
I don't know. It just got too much
It's
emotional.
emotionally.
I'm
too
like, you know
intense.
what? I have so
I-
much
all I
going
know
on.
is-
I don't need this
need-
kind of intensity for fake people.
All I need is.
They're like,
That's what I'm
why
saying.
am I
That's what I'm
crying?
saying.
This
Right.
person is not. The actor's still alive.
Right. Well, there's a reason we hate Ryan
Thankfully.
Johnson.
Thankfully.
Thankfully, it's
I'm sure his mom
he was
appreciates
acting.
it.
It was acting.
No,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Same thing with this. It's just too much.
too much.
Too much here. I don't
There's
need
enough
all that in my
real
head.
life drama to.
Word,
Emotionally
to mother,
invest in.
word, to
Word.
your mama. Tag 'em. So much real life drama. Don't eat other people's.
But thanks for the question, Hugh. If anyone wants to leave your feedback and your thoughts on the,
Game
please
of Thrones.
Let her
amongst
rip.
yourself below.
We'll read the
Yeah,
comments.
I would like
That'll
to
be
read what
entertainment enough.
I would really like to read what you guys think because I've seen publicly what the public at large thinks.
Mhm.
I'm sure our viewers, we have a fair few viewers from England.
Yeah, you
England.
They're really into it. It
Yes.
seems like because
England.
there's dragons and castles over
Because
Oh,
it's-
they
There
are
are.
definitely. Well, they
There
filmed some of
are.
that
there.
over
Literally,
there.
yeah. So
They
they're-
put the shrimp
on
on the
location.
bobby.
No, that's in Australia.
It's in England.
That's
No,
the
it's
I'm
other
sure
not.
it's in England.
They have shrimp.
I see Outback commercials. I know where it's at.
He's a
Yeah.
geographical moron.
I'm telling you right now, get a
Yeah.
shrimp on the bobby.
Yeah.
So
I
thanks,
about that
Hugh. Next question, Petco Pete.
Oh.
Petco Pete.
Petco Pete, which I think is his first question. because I would
Okay.
remember this
Oh,
name.
excellent.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, totally.
Okay,
Most of
Petco
these-
Peep.
Most of these
Hi,
people,
Thanks.
almost everyone on here has asked many questions over many videos.
I don't know
This
about
is
this guy.
Petco Pete's first. Yeah, and Douglas Bell, that's his first,
All right.
as far as I know.
Well, let's do that.
That's
Petco Pete says, what lunchbox tube amp would you suggest for a stoner?
The Missy.
JCA22 will do?
No, it will not do. What will do will be the Devilcat Missy. That is the amp that you need.
For stoner rock.
And I mean,
Stoner.
stoner. Now, okay, so give me a good band in the stoner rock genre.
Sleep?
Give me a good band that I might know.
Right, I was
You
like,
wouldn't know any of them.
Give me 2 bands in the stoner rock genre. Good
I'm
and
thinking
sleep.
like when I think of stoner works,
Like
I think
Dazed
of
and
like
Confused.
I think of stuff that we listened to in the '90s, like
That's
grunge.
more grunge. Yeah.
But,
But stoner metal is more.
lots of stoners listen
Okay,
to grunge.
and I'm not. And let me tell you,
I think
Petco
more like
Pete.
Doom stuff. But Doom is one thing and Stoner is another
right,
thing. but
because
I kinda like
you know that metal guys will break down that genre.
17,000
They will.
different
True
genres.
that.
They will.
We had
They
a
will.
we had a customer that would come in the store, and his name was Shane, and Shane would go. It goes, well, no, that's not really this. That's really Hungarian death metal. No, you're thinking of black metal, but not speed metal. And that's
You're
different than
thinking
thrash
Norwegian
metal. Norwegian
death
death, metal.
metal.
Oh my god! See, I can't keep
Yeah.
I can't keep track.
There's too many.
So, but honestly, I would like to just interject because I know Ryan is more familiar with the genre than I am, but I would highly recommend you try our Devilcat amp. Missy, it's a very high gain amp. It's a 60 watt Class AB. Or you could try. I like the Francine for the swampy
Francine
stuff. I like the
swampy.
Francine for the swampy. It'll get that. Kind of there. Not the high tight gain. It's not the tight gain. It's the sloshy gain.
Yeah.
Sloshy.
Well, we are at the Devilcat
Headquarters.
Marketing HQ,
Yes,
so
yes,
Yes, you are.
Yes.
The logo is right there.
we kind of we'll mention that, of
Oh, yeah,
course.
it's in-
A JCA 22. I'm assuming that's
That's a Jet
Marshall.
City.
Oh, Jet
Jet
City.
City 20
Jet
watt,
City.
2-channel.
I was thinking of
It's-
JCM.
It's
So the Missy is also 2-channel
yeah.
with the
With a
the dirt.
boost.
The Jet
With a
City,
boost.
and we were a Jet City dealer for a while, and they're very affordable.
Because where they're made.
China,
Oh, that's why.
but no. So here's the thing.
What's the thing?
I had trouble selling the oranges at the same
Yeah.
time because you could get a Jet City for half the price of an orange,
Right.
which was also made in China.
Right.
So
Interesting.
for the double the price of the Jet City, you could get a Tiny Terror. However, after I played on a few Tiny Terrors, I'm like, oh man,
That
there is a difference. Like,
there it is.
Big
Yeah.
difference.
Orange is
They've been
they're
around for a
very
while,
good
though.
at their design and they don't cheap out on stuff. Like
Right.
there's a repair guy back in Texas that we use for amp repairs and we send people to. Older guy, very curmudgeon-y.
Curmudgeon. He's a
Curmudgeon?
curmudgeon. Yeah.
He's,
He's
a
kind of,
curmudgeonite.
actually I shouldn't say it. He's a nice guy. He's fixed an amp for me a few times.
He's a
there
good
people
guy.
that fix amps or make amps, Lane White, are brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, very.
They
Which
are.
we do
very-
too, by the
And so he'll sit there and tell you, he's like, Marshalls break all the. He said that's what keeps me in business.
In business, right.
Broken Marshalls. Do they
Right.
break all the time? He's just breaking down all these amps for me. This is what almost never sees an orange.
Well, you know, when we
They hardly,
launched.
even their Chinese built ones are pretty
Hard.
good.
Well,
And so, but even that's I just brought that up because like even a made in China product, you can have one that's
Decent.
oh yeah, yeah, it's like anything else.
a
Well,
difference.
when we had when Lane started, you know, we started Devilcat. The big thing was Lane's big. He did 2 things prior to that. Prior to working with us, he worked for a huge major audio company. So Lane, a lot of people don't know this, but he actually installed the board after it was sold after the Neve console that recorded Thriller. Lane installed that in the next studio. So these aren't just if
the
you
studio that bought the
The
Thriller
the
Thriller
Thriller
board.
board, yeah. And
Yeah.
if you see, you know, Sound City, if it wasn't that board, but if you see Sound City, how the Neve consoles get taken out and all this kind of stuff, it's you don't pick it up and take it; it's in pieces. So Lane is that guy. Well, he did that. Well, also the other thing is he worked for used the high-end audio companies, but they did a lot of repair. He was their main repair tech. So we started out from he had 35 years of failure experience of what fails and how to build an amp out of
Right.
not
Right.
you know
to
not
not,
fixing
to
broken
not do
stuff.
that.
That's right.
To not do that. So where are
Why
the,
do they still do this after 20 years of making this amp? They should fix
Right.
this.
That's
Right.
right. That's right. And there were things like, for example, the Jimmy. There were things that you saw in the chassis. How like when I flipped it over the other day, you saw why I spaced the transformers out. That was my call, not Lane's. I said, hey man, this is a heavy amp. When you pick it up, I don't want it to pull forward.
As a gigging musician
Right.
who's carrying one back and forth 100 times.
That's right.
Exactly.
A year. Let's space the transformers out. So
Right.
the new amp that we built, the new one that we're coming out with, which we'll talk about in a little bit. It is much lighter. It's 45 pounds, but we chose this on this particular one. It's voiced with a neodymium magnet, the Jensen, And so it's called the Tornado, the Jensen Tornado, and it's really, really sweet speaker.
I'm scared.
And
No, it's not.
Oh yeah,
They're
that's
not
right.
the same
It's
kind
for
of
you,
Canton
that's
tornado.
right.
It's not a Canton
Not a
tornado.
Canton tornado.
Not a real
No.
tornado.
Hashtag Paul, stay inside, man.
That's right. Stay inside, Paul. But anyway, so those little decisions, so they come into play when you build, and you can
Definitely.
choose cheap. Like Ryan saw me obsess over knobs today.
Yeah, I did.
I went and scoured around the factory, our new knobs, because we got these new knobs in. They were made by a good company, but the inset screws are crap. They were breaking us. So next week,
wow.
I'm going to a supply chain, and I'm saying, I need this in brass.
Yeah.
I need this threading, this thread pitch. I need it in brass. And so I obsess over
Make it
that.
happen.
Make it happen. I obsess over that.
Make it
And
so.
then that means we're going to order the knobs with the inset screw already in them, remove every single one of them, replace them with good inset screws. So, again,
We're players.
good stuff, bad stuff. You can have it
Right.
both, but we want to keep it on the up.
The Devilcat is in the details.
It
The-
is the double cat is in the details. Like it, Lolly.
Oh,
I
we said
like
that.
it, Lolly.
That's your best yet.
Probably so. I got it from Aiden, I think.
Aiden's
Yeah,
awesome.
Made in
Aiden's
USA.
awesome.
I know.
Made in the USA, mate.
Oh man.
Yeah. So,
You're so stupid.
I love you too, baby.
I don't know where I was going with the other stuff. I don't, the Jet City stuff is, as far as
What it
affordable, very affordable stuff, it is not bad stuff.
Right.
Because they're like $300
Oh, 300
Oh, yeah.
bucks, you
for
know.
a head, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and used probably $200 to $250.
Yeah.
So, if that's in your
But-
budget range, and that's the max level of your budget range, that would be an
go for
okay
it.
amp.
Mhm.
However, if you can push your budget a little bit,
Then call RNA,
call RNA Music
get your Francine and or Missy.
or a Jimmy Jr.
Jimmy Jr.
Jimmy
yeah.
Jr.'s a good amp
or a
too.
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Or the new amp coming out.
Well, I haven't heard them yet.
Ooh.
I assume it'll be awesome though.
I hadn't shown it to you at the shop?
No.
I thought I showed it to you.
You might have. I saw so many things. You showed me so many things.
many
So
things,
many
so
things.
much
I
I
stuff.
don't even remember.
It's an overload,
It is
sensory
sweet.
overload.
All I know is I met
45 pounds.
Lane in person and shook his hand.
Yes, you did.
And he's a real
and
person.
James.
And
And
James.
James.
Yep.
James.
Yeah.
And someone else with a
James.
beard.
Hi, James.
And another guy
Lots,
with a
there were a
beard.
lot of beards.
Wait,
we have a lot
another
of
guy
beards.
with a beard. Oh, you meant Drew.
Drew.
Yeah,
Drew,
Drew.
Justin,
Yeah.
Steve.
Well, Steve doesn't have a beard. He's
Hi,
got
guys.
Mustache.
70's got. Steve has got a 70s mustache. And you met Jolene.
And Mean Gene and Mr.
Yes.
Terry.
You did meet.
Yes.
That's where I met them
multiple
first.
times.
All the
Yeah, you've
family.
seen them
I
multiple
got my
times.
picture with Mr. Terry.
Yeah.
And you met Missy. You met
I
the
did.
Missy.
I
You
did.
met the Missy.
I met and interviewed Missy.
Yep.
The Missy.
A little tight.
All right.
So,
We only have a couple questions.
if all the money you got, that would probably do with
Just
the right pedals. But you should get a Devilcat.
invest in yourself.
Yeah.
There you go.
Support American manufacturing. Douglas Bell with the next question.
All right.
Hey, Douglas.
Ask Chris Mitchell if they ever do customs with alternate body shapes.
We actually only do. The short answer is no.
I was thinking of a
The
Prince.
long answer
like
is from time to
Prince's-
time.
Sign.
I'll just
Prince-
go with the
Prince
motion.
guitar.
Go with the motion.
Yeah.
The short answer is no. The long answer is occasionally I've turned in an Ashley into a double cut Ashley. If we've got some time, if we've had customers that really order, just so that you know, there's a lot of handwork that goes in that. And if I did it on the CNC side of the programming, that means two things have to happen. I have to redraw it totally, and then we have to reprogram the G code to cut out the shapes, and everything is different. There was a company, I mentioned this the other night on the live blog, I think. There was a company that my friend Frankie Shane out of Johnson Music out of Kansas.
Swears like a sailor right here.
He does.
He
He's
has
got a
got
terrible potty mouth.
So foul mouth, man. That guy, Frankie Shane, let me
Talked
tell
to him
you.
on the phone one time. I was blushing.
Oh, man. He will drop
You
that.
should see him in person.
Woo!
It's
It's like, did you say, oh, but jiggity? Oh my gosh. Okay, so, the funny thing is Frankie, there was a company a while back, I guess last year, a couple years ago, and they were saying, hey, we'll build anything you draw. And we'll do any body shape and we'll customize it. Well, the problem with that is, again, you have to redraw everything on the 3D side. Then you have to reprogram every cut. If you miss one thing, you just destroyed a piece of wood. So, like yesterday, I'll give you a good example. This morning I woke up, our new model, the Diane that's about to come out, drew it last week, sent it to Chris Cox, great guy. He does all of our G-code programming.
Go Chris Cox.
So he tells us, which bits are best for which cut. Because if he takes a look at a path, a tool path, and he said, well, you know what? using a half inch mill in on that. That'll work for this, this, and this. But since you got a 1/4 inch radius here, let's go ahead and change that to a 1/4 inch. And then on your round over, we'll do a ball in.
He knows a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff, and he does a lot of work for Gulfstream, and he does a lot of programming for them. So high end type of stuff.
Learjets.
No, Gulfstream.
Gulfstream.
Yeah, Gulfstream. Different company.
It's okay.
Different.
It's okay. You
It's
play
a jet.
guitar.
I know.
Yeah, it's a jet. Gulfstream
It's
jet.
a high-end jet.
The
Private
G650.
jet. Okay.
Yes. So anyway, high-end private jet. So anyway, this morning he sent me an email and it said, I get my email by date. And it said, disregard the first email. I forgot to include a passing bit for you that won't work on this shape. So it's kind of funny. So even him who does this for a living sent me the new paths all of a sudden. Well, had we already ran that, we would have, and we would make the same mistake too. And this guy does this for an absolute living. It's all he does all day, every day.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, had we done that too? And I make mistakes on our amps all the time when I'm programming the cuts on our. I program the CNC for our amplifiers, and then
Cabinets.
for our amplifier cabinets. And Lane will go, you know what, man, you forgot to put the tabs in it. So we cut the board, and all of a sudden the sound hole goes flying up across the room. It happens, little things like
which
that.
is wasted material, which you learn from, but then it's still material that has to go in the dumper.
Has to go in the
and then
dump.
So you,
And it's more cost and more
more
man
cost.
hours.
Yeah,
and
Man hours.
so if you had to do a custom shape all the time, it's just not cost effective.
That's right. And that's what this company was trying to do for him. I knew it would fail, and it did, and they took him for his money, and that wasn't cool at all.
That's not cool.
Not
No.
cool. So if you're that company,
Even though he cusses like a sailor.
They
Like a
walked
sailor.
off with $5,000 of his money because they folded.
Exactly.
they folded
Because they
and
couldn't-
They couldn't
they
do
couldn't
what
do
they
it.
thought they
And if you're that company, shame on you.
Yes.
Shame on you.
Not
Shame,
you,
shame.
Not you, Douglas.
Shame,
Everybody
shame.
knows your
Not
name.
you, Douglas. You're great.
You're
Yeah.
awesome, Douglas. We
Yeah,
love
you're
you.
Douglas.
Ask
Bell.
more questions.
That was a good question, though,
Thank you,
Douglas. Very good
Thank
question.
you.
But that's
Thank
why.
you.
So the answer's no. I knew that. I just said no. But that it's great to get more in
Yeah,
depth.
That's right.
And here's why we don't.
From
There's
El
always
Capitan.
there's always a why.
That's right.
Final question. Big
the
John
CEO.
from Florida.
Yes.
Hey, Big John.
Big John.
How about the Texas Big John?
I don't know.
We're gonna have to message him, find him, track him down.
Let us know
Florida-
where you're from, man.
Florida
There's
Big
a-
John.
there's
Hey,
a Texas
stop
Big
that.
Texas
John.
Big John.
There's a Texas Big John, but this is Big John from Florida. He has a
Okay.
beard.
And he does his
All right.
lower
These.
caps.
Lower. Okay,
Lower
that's
caps
how we know
Big
it's
John.
big. Florida
Yes.
Big John.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yep.
Florida.
P.S. Ryan, can you interview the CEO of Chris Mitchell Guitar, their Frenchie? LOL.
Yes, but I'll have to get him from downstairs
We
in
gotta
his
get him.
executive suite.
And
Hang
then
on.
Yes.
Which is otherwise known as the Ottoman.
Yes.
This is Ottoman Empire.
Yes. Sweet.
Yes, Ottoman Empire.
The Ottoman Empire.
And then
Right.
also, Chris, which amp do you feel that's best all around for the home that you make?
Okay.
Which amp do you make that you feel is best all around?
Okay. Actually, the best all around for the home is also the best all around for the stage. That would be the Jimmy or the Jimmy Jr. The Jimmy is our Swiss Army knife of amps. It does everything. It has a nice high gain. It has a nice clean. It has a nice dirt, so a semi overdrive channel. And also you can stack the dirt on top of the overdrive, and it gives you even that little push over the edge, that little push over the edge. And
It
so
does.
that adds a lot of mid, so it gives you nice harmonics in there.
He was sleeping.
Oh,
Oh,
the
wow.
CEO. What?
Oh, man.
What?
He's so sleepy. He was sleeping.
He was sleeping. He's like, they're bringing me back upstairs for this interview.
Why
All right,
did
so
you wake me up?
what question would you like to ask him?
Packer, what is your favorite wood that they carve for the guitars?
Dogwood.
He likes the dogwood.
He
All
likes
right.
dogwood.
What is your favorite pickup, Packer?
Frog dog.
He just snotted.
Frog
He
dog,
did.
flat face.
He's like,
So here, his face, very flat. That's why we call him frog dog flat faces. Right, Pack.
That's right.
You know you're famous? I didn't know you were CEO. You don't pay any bills.
You don't pay any bills.
He's-
You need to get on it.
Yes.
I mean, all you do
It's
is
okay.
suck down kibble.
I
fart.
just sleep and pass gas,
Pass gas, bad.
They've got to smell a few of his farts while they're here.
and eat and linger where the humans are.
Yes,
and where
well,
I
he's
are.
herd dog too.
He is. He
So
tries to
make
get us
sure
together.
all the humans are in the same
Yeah.
place.
Y'all got to
Fine.
see that last
Yes,
night. Y'all got to
it's
see
so
that.
Yeah,
Precious.
he just
He's
walks around.
Come on. Come on.
I'll agree with that on the most versatile one. That we just talked about the most versatile. Well, the best all around.
The best
for every situation.
every situation.
Amp,
Right.
Devilcat.
Hey, Jimmy.
Right.
Yeah, and I'll say I agree with that.
Working man's amp.
Yeah,
It
it is.
It is.
I like it.
I've been playing that amp since
A year before it was out.
2013. Yeah, and
cool.
I have never had a failure. It's been great. You can cover. In other words, You can cover anything from Frank Sinatra to Guns N' Roses,
Stoner rock.
to Stoner Rock, to Beastie Boys, to
Aretha Franklin.
Aretha Franklin. And that amp will get you through so many situations. And we play jazz gigs with it. We play everything. So it's a best all around, best bang for your buck.
There you go.
How
And made right here in Statesboro, Georgia.
Statesboro, Georgia.
USA.
Yeah, and the metal chassis is made in Twin City.
And it's powder coated right there. It was powder coated behind our house. Now it's actually, we've moved that up to Savannah. So we get our powder coated in Savannah. We get the screen printing done in Atlanta. Because there ain't no place near us to do that.
Oh man.
And we build the cabinets ourselves. And Chris does the
I saw
designs
that.
for those.
Everything
How old is Packer?
Packer will be 8 on August 7th. He's getting to be an old Frenchie.
August, man.
August 7th,
He's getting that gray face
Get a little
going.
Yes, a good
gray face.
One of his new nicknames
Packer
is
Gray Face.
Packer Gray Face. You know you getting gray in there.
It's like the Grey Wizard.
Kiss me one more time. Yes, he loves me.
Baby.
Stoner rock bands.
He loves me.
Black Sabbath. Caius, Queens of the Stone Age.
Okay, I know Black
Queen-
Sabbath.
okay, Queen
How do they
Sabbath.
get into? How does Black Sabbath?
That's what this says.
Where the Stoners began,
Sleep.
man.
I knew sleep.
Rolling Stoners.
Rolling Stoners. The
We're
Rolling
keeping
Stones.
you up.
Yeah, I don't know about. I know Black Sabbath. What am I?
Any more questions for Packer?
Packer, let me ask you this. How'd you miss that 7th nipple?
Hey, Pack. Hey, Packer, who is it? Who's that?
What's that?
Who is
This is
that?
one of yours. Martin?
Hey, Pack. You want a treat?
Hey, Packer, what's your...
Don't throw him down again.
No, he's going to jump.
Describe your perfect day, Packer.
What's a perfect Sunday?
All right. Mom and Dad wake up.
He doesn't sound like that.
In my mind, he's like, hello.
Mom and Dad wake up.
Okay, hold on a second.
They give me food
Yeah.
and treats
Let
and
me outside.
rubs
And then they sleep with me on the ottoman. And I get between their legs,
and have a bone.
and I gnaw her a little bit, and I pass out.
That's a bone in my mouth.
And I like maybe
I gnaw
fart
it.
a little.
He's like,
Little gash, little fart, little loving.
He didn't.
And
see
I
that
don't
coming.
and I don't ever go in my crate.
Yes.
Never. Notice we didn't use the H word, the House.
Because that's a swear word. That's a French swear
for him.
word.
Because he knows
Middle
that's
house.
inside the crate. So we can say crate around him, but if we say the House word,
He
that
knows
means
that.
he's going in it.
he gets stressful.
Yeah. And we do not want him
No.
stressed because he's got that anxiety issue. I thought about getting him some CBD oil, but I was like,
He might be allergic.
He's
that's why I
he
don't
is
get him the
probably
CBD
allergic.
oil.
Because he's yawning.
Because
He's
it's
sleepy.
plant-based. It's plant-based, so it might be
Yeah.
something he might...
Plant based. He's like, yeah, I got CBD.
Well, that was the last question for
Thank
this
you.
week. So thank you guys so much. If you have a question for next week, please leave it below in the comment section, and we will try to answer.
We're doing the Emperor Lightning.
He's a great typist. Don't ask a question for.
Chief Palpatine was a great typist. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
for secretary.
ask a question for Chris or Ashley because they won't be in Texas next week when we answer.
we have
these.
We'll be
Yeah.
asking those questions next
Yeah.
week.
You can go to Chris's YouTube channel and leave a comment and ask questions there, and he'll get to
Like
it.
comments like,
6
why
minutes.
don't you record more videos?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm running a company.
See, Ike, that's what you should start with them.
Yeah. He's
That's why
busy.
you've got you.
I got what?
We got him to get more videos.
Oh, you
I
did?
didn't get you.
I
all
pestered
videos.
him relentlessly until he started making videos.
Oh my god.
Well, I still won't have time, so you can keep pestering.
He doesn't have time either, but they finally got tired of hearing my bullcrap and hearing me make videos. I make more videos
then
about
all-
Flipside music than Flipside music.
That's
makes
actually
videos
true.
About Flipside
You
music.
make more
Then
videos
all the
about
Come on,
fans,
Flipside.
then all the fans started asking
Yeah.
them too.
Yeah.
So it was great.
Now I'm really proud of them because they've made like
You guys.
50
You're awesome.
of
Can't
their
drink Diet Coke.
Ask RNAs now. Ask RNAs.
No, don't-
What the FAQ is what
I
they
like
call
it.
theirs. What the FAQ.
What the fuck?
But don't ask any questions for them because they can't answer next week. If you have a question for Angela and I, we will answer those next week back home in the Texas.
Yes. Let's say you can ask questions, but they'll have to type their answer
We'll type them.
instead of video.
Yeah, they
We'll
have,
type.
There you
they'll
go.
have to respond with a comment
So
to your
go
comment.
ahead and ask questions. We're not,
Yeah.
We'll type.
And if you made it
dictators.
to the end of this video, you're amazing
Yes, you
because
are.
our videos are always quite lengthy when we answer all y'all questions. And Mel, y'all probably know why,
I do know.
because it's like somebody asks a question, I don't want to just go nah, and next question.
Oh, I know. I've seen one of your videos.
One.
I started on a Wednesday.
Yes.
I finished on a Friday.
Right.
of the week after.
Yes. I was like,
The
Ryan was
following
still
week.
talking about batteries. I was like, dang, man. What batteries do
He
you
knows him
use in
some
your
batteries. He likes some
batteries?
batteries.
What batteries do you find have the best tone in your tuner? And he's like,
CR2032s.
That's right. That's exactly
Those
what
are
I
the
use.
ones.
Packer says, it's hot up
Those are
in
the
here.
ones.
That's right.
Tried it here for a Packer.
Frenchy.
All right. So, anyways, if you
can't
leave the
tell.
secret hashtag of the day, which for today is hashtag Packer.
Which is the name of our new amp coming out summer now.
What?
New Devilcat
New
amp model.
Yes.
You heard it here first, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
You did.
Yeah. Or on the live chat too.
The Packer.
Yes, or on the,
The pack.
Or on the live chat that we did the other day.
The
Yeah.
Packer.
Pack.
And if you leave hashtag Packer as a comment, we will leave you a comment that says legend. Because you're a legend.
That's right.
You earned the title of legend if you made it to the end of
And
this
if you
video.
order a new Packer amp from RNA Music, I will send you not one, not two, but wait, there's more. You will get 3 Devilcat t-shirts. What?
There you
3
go.
Devilcat t-shirts.
And I'll put your name on a flask.
What?
How about
Laser
that?
engraved?
Laser engraved on a flask. If you order a new amp from Brian at RNA,
There
I'll
you go.
laser engrave your name. It's a Devilcat amp, and then your name on a flask.
Are we,
Nice.
That's
There
kind
you
of
go.
sweet.
That is nice.
that's a killer deal. You should do it. What's the? Y'all know what the price is going to be?
The prize is gonna be
The price.
the price of a new Devilcat amp. You know, Lane, we finally shot that the
Not
other
there
day.
yet.
We're not there yet.
But I will tell you this. I can safely say this. It's actually at least our least expensive combo. We were able to,
Really?
yes, we were able to save money, not by skimping anything. It's just it's a really kind of easier to build board design, and also
Packer, you're
the,
easier.
the actual speaker was more expensive, so we actually bought a little bit more expensive components. But it's actually just an amp that's easier to build, and it's going to be our most affordable combo.
It will be in the same price range. As
It'll be the
Yeah.
same price range, yeah.
It's not going to be more than
No,
Right,
any of
no.
the
the
current.
same price range, yeah. But
So-
you'll get 3
Devilcat
Devilcat tees
t-shirts
and a
And a
flask.
flask. It's easily dozens of dollars worth of freebies.
Dozens.
And that offer will expire October 5th, 2019.
Thank you for putting that expiration date.
That will expire October 5th,
Appreciate that.
2019.
5 years
Hear
from now,
that?
someone's like, "Hey, where's my shirts?"
That's right.
Oh, that went back.
That expired
That was
October
back
5th.
in the 19.
Do you know why that expires October 5th?
Yeah.
I don't need it. I just picked my
It's
birthday.
a good choice.
It's my birthday.
It's your birthday.
Yeah, I didn't get a card from you
It's-
last year. I hate
It's
it.
my
your birthday.
birthday.
All right. So that's it for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we appreciate you. Thank you so much for the lengthy
Thoroughly.
comments and questions. You guys are amazing,
Super duper.
and we will see y'all in the next RNA music video.
Thanks
Till
for letting us
then,
be a part.
Yes.
keep the music alive.
Don't
keep it.
forget it.
The music needs you.
You need the music.
And we need to keep it alive for this next. The camera died and the memory card was full. So, anyways, we will see you guys in the next video. All right.
Bye,
I
guys.
thought I was going to say more than that. I guess I wasn't.
I guess not. You called me over here for me to say,
Well-
okay.
We will see y'all in the next video.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye. Don't forget to comment,
Comment below.
subscribe,
Hashtag Packer.
ring the bell,
Ring the bell. Subscribe if you haven't.
hashtag Packer.
Buy an RNA t-shirt. Links in the
Yes.
description.
I'm not wearing an RNA t-shirt.
That's okay. You're wearing a Tybee Island.
I am wearing a
Because
Tybee
we went to
Island.
the ocean and I got in it with sharks. But I did not die.
It's intense.
Yeah.
Watch the video
There's a video of that.
coming up, and you'll get to see firsthand.
It's terrifying though. I almost didn't make it up.
You're fine.
You're fine.
I know.
You're super fine.
Yes, I
I
know.
like you. Bye guys.
Bye.